We're good to go.
The November 25th, 2025 meeting of the Transportation Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Ms. Bonnick. Ms. Bonnick is present. Chairman Burgess.
Here.
Chairman Burgess is present. Mr. Colby. Mr. Colby is present. Mr. Florio. Mr. Florio is present. Mr. Frazier. Mr. Frazier is present. Ms. Hugh Smith. Ms. Hugh Smith is present. Mr. Keller. Mr. Keller is present.
Is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
No, there's not.
Is there anyone present who is not signed up to speak who would like to address the committee at this time? Nope. All right. I would like to introduce Jennifer Cesario, Chief Financial Officer of Monroe County, who is here to present the 2026 proposed Monroe County budget as it pertains to the Transportation Committee. We will have a question and answer period following the presentation. Ms. Cesario.
Can you hear me? Okay. Transportation budget includes the budget for the Department of Transportation and a small portion of funding for RGRTA that's included in finance unallocated. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this slide. It's included in your presentation, and it's really just year-over-year changes to DOT's budget by division. Okay. Overall, net county support is increasing for DOT by $567,000. Salaries and benefits increased $709,000 with one fewer full-time equivalent than 2025's adopted budget and with a 2% vacancy factor applied. Contractual services increased by $1.9 million, mostly attributed to commercial services. This is related to the CHIPS program and the types of treatments that are planned for the roads in 2026. There's also a reduction in supplies and materials of $1.3 million. And this is for the same reason I just said, the plan for the various and different treatments on roads. Debt service and cash capital are both going down. I don't know if I said this last night, but I'll say it again. This budget was not easy. We had to make some tough decisions. Cash capital and transportation has been reduced $2.1 million, some of which is related to a culvert project that ultimately is being funded by New York State. So that reduction is not as bad as it seems. Debt service is also going down by $430,000. DOT is funded primarily from net county support, property taxes. A little over a quarter is funded by federal and state governments, and 10% comes from vehicle registrations and permit fees. A note on the revenues. In the 2025 budget, we showed fund balance use of $3 million within this department. We've removed that for 2026. If we disregard that $3 million, DOT revenues are actually going up by $1.9 million, mostly concentrated in federal and state aid. The fund balance you see on the slide, the 2.5%, is related to reserve for bonded debt, which we are required to use. And the last slide is our contribution to RGRTA. We're required to match the state funding to that entity. This appropriation is not accounted for in DOT, but rather in finance and allocated, and it is unchanged from the 2025 adopted budget. And we will take all your questions.
Are there any questions? Legislator DeFlorio.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, looking at the performance section of the transportation budget, in 2025, one of the major objectives was to to install approximately 4 lane miles of bicycle lanes. Under accomplishments for 2025, you've listed 3 lane miles. Is there still plans for that additional lane mile of bike lane installations, or did that change for some reason?
Through the chair, trying to come up with a length of bike lanes is a little bit subjective from year to year. It's based on what roads we are doing of rehabilitation treatment on, and whether or not there's room, and whether or not a town is on board with installing such lanes. We have to have towns on board because they need to pass the parking ordinances. So for us to put up the no standing signs for those bike lanes, and then we turn those signs over to them to own and maintain. So it's a little bit hard to come up with a definitive answer every year for bike.
Thank you. And through the chair to the administration, similar type question on the 2025 budget packet. One of the major objectives was to manage 14 county and Bloom sites and 19 adopt a highway projects. Under the accomplishments this year, it indicates that you managed 15 in Bloom sites. So was that an increase, and if so, where? And then 18 adopt a highway sites. So did we decrease the adopt a highway sites?
Through the chair, we did add one in Bloom site at Long Pond. And regarding the both the Monroe County and Bloom and the Adopt a Highway sites, they come and go based on the volunteers we get each year.
So do you know where you lost, for lack of a better word, the adopt a highway site?
Through the chair, I can provide that information later.
Thank you. And then my last question for this section is, in terms of objectives, what are the county's plans or efforts to seek increased funding for from the state for TIP, POP, EWR, and the CHIPS program?
Through the chair, each year we go to an event called Advocacy Day in Albany, where we meet with local elected officials to discuss our points of our topic points, basically, which is ask for more money, policy changes, things like that. Prior to going to Advocacy Day in Albany, we also hold pre-Advocacy Day meetings with local elected officials here in Rochester. They are attended with vendors, consultants, ourselves, and town highway superintendents.
Thank you. And I guess follow-up question to that. Do you find those efforts to be fruitful or impactful?
Through the chair, yes, last year we were able to procure an additional $450,000 for CHIPS projects for Monroe County alone.
Great, thank you. I yield the floor at this time.
Any other questions? Legislator Kobe?
Well, thank you for the presentation. You got rid of 4 of my questions in your presentation. On page 560, under transportation and traffic operations and permits, why is there an increase of 117,000 in commercial services? I believe it's 504315 line item. Well, I might have been on the wrong page. That was wrong. Right question, but wrong line item. 505025.
Legislator Kobe, could you use your mic, please?
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Through you, Mr. Chairman. 504204. went from 99. I'm really out of it.
Take a deep breath, legislator. We got it.
Through the chair, it's due to the fact that our pavement marking supplies have gone down. At one point, we had staff willing to work plenty of overtime and we could do a lot more striping. Finding staff to do that is limited now, so we are reducing supplies accordingly.
Okay, so through you, Mr. Chairman, then my follow-up question would be on construction supplies has increased 197,000.
Through the chair, this department's also responsible for signs, and the aluminum costs are going up between 25 to 30% this year and next year.
Okay, going to page 562. Professional services, computers decreased by 105K.
Through the chair, that's our road matrix system. That's an every other year cost that we have to pay.
Okay, on the same page, why is there increase of 327K in the public works service for towns? Are we adding new services for towns or?
Through the chair, every year we come up with a value of the work that they do for us. And based on salt prices, based on FEMA equipment rates for vehicles and things like that, the rate has gone up this year. So that's the increase.
So that rate gone up like for plowing snow and the salt?
Through the chair, yes.
Do you negotiate with all the towns equally, or do they come up with different rates for different towns? Through you, Mr. Chairman.
Through the chair, each town has a separate rate. This was based on the location of the town, how often they snowplow, location to lakes, snowfall, things like that. All the towns agreed to it. And based on that rate that was determined back then, this new rate is applied equally across all the towns.
Thank you. Why is there a decrease of 2 million in construction supplies on the same page?
Okay, that's through the share. That has to do with our chips, pave our potholes, extreme winter recovery efforts. And that dollar value is split between commercial services and then actual supplies. And we split the balance of the funds we have between these two.
Thank you.
So what did it decrease?
So why did it decrease if you repeat your answer? Maybe that'll help us again.
Through the chair, we used more commercial services and more vendors to install treatments rather than having a town do it, which required materials.
So basically those costs were moved up to where I answered my question earlier then.
Through the chair, they balance out.
Yeah, they went up to here. Wow, this line here, so let's go. But there was other stuff in. Go ahead, Steph. Next page. I'll yield the floor now. For now.
Legislator Keller?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
And through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration, on page 563, can you just speak to the line item land acquisition that I believe was in previous budgets and is not in this one?
Through the chair, we're not aware of any easements we need for projects in 26 at this time.
All right, thank you. And again, through you, Mr. Chairman, of the administration on page 564, just looking at commercial services and construction supplies increasing by 115 and 98,000 respectively. Can you please explain that?
Through the chair, it's inflation.
All right, thank you. And now looking to revenue. Let's take a look at page 693. Can you, again, through you, Mr. Chairman, the fund balance RBD increased by 531,000.
Through the chair, reserve for bonded debt is dollars that we have that were borrowed that we didn't actually end up spending. So they're reserved in a fund and we apply those funds to the debt service.
Oh,
So
okay.
we
So-
appropriate them and we add them as revenue so that we can pay our bonding costs.
Okay, so previously
And
bonded,
interest and bond.
previously bonded funds that
Mhm.
that weren't spent. Okay, super. Thank you. And on 694, I guess I'm pleasantly surprised to see an increase in federal aid. What is the nature of that?
Through the chair, it's fund that we received for the RTOC facility.
I'm sorry, for what facility?
Through the chair, the Regional Transportation Operation Center.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right, I yield the floor.
Legislator DeFlorio?
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, can I follow up on the question, on page 562? So the question that legislator Colby asked was why there was a $2 million decrease in construction supplies. And I believe that your answer was a reflection of the increase in construction supplies on page 560. But that was only a approximately $200,000 increase. So I guess I'm confused.
Through the chair, I believe we're talking construction supplies and commercial services. And those two are the ones that wind up balancing out.
Oh, okay. No, so on page 562, then what is the explanation for the $2 million decrease in construction supplies for transportation, highway, and bridge operations?
Yes.
Through the chair, I guess the best way to say it is that when we hire a vendor to do the work, the materials that are needed are included in that cost to pay the vendor, as opposed to if we hire a town to do the work, then we have to pay for the materials separately.
Gotcha. I'm sorry. Okay, now I
So,
understand.
okay,
Yeah, yeah.
Can't compare those.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you on that. Okay. So now my next set of questions is under the section through the chair to the administration. My first question is with regard to the full-time equivalents. Am I correct? Did I hear correctly in the presentation that you said there was an increase in one position, one full-time equivalent in transportation?
Through the chair, I think I must have misspoke. It's a -1.
So I'm sorry, so there's an overall minus one full-time equivalent position?
Through the chair, that's correct.
On page 741, transportation personnel, the listing of all of the positions. It appears that, guess I'm gonna have to go back and look at that again, but there was one increase in the engineering position, so one FTE there, one GIS analyst, one assistant engineer title, and two highway maintenance mechanic titles. So if those were increased, did we decrease other titles that I missed?
Through the chair, as we lost certain positions due to retirement or other factors, we wound up reclassifying some positions. And in this particular case, the one position we are losing is going to be a signal mechanic.
The mechanic one title.
Yes,
All the other changes are just label or title changes. I think that's what he's saying. Is that correct?
Through the chair, would it be easier for us to provide this in writing to you?
That'd be great. Thank you. I yield the floor.
Legislator Kobe.
So just a follow-up, all the personnel, the overall title changes because of the reallocating environment or other reasons.
through the chair, yes, that's correct.
Will you still be providing that? Thank you.
Any other questions? All right. Put this way. The next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the October 27, 2025 minutes of the Transportation Committee before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. The next item on the agenda is new business. Madam Clerk.
Referral 25-0365, authorize a term services contract with EFPR Group CPAs PLLC for professional auditing services relating to the Department of Transportation consultant agreements.
Move it, Mr. Chairman.
Moved by legislator Hugh Smith, seconded by legislator Bonnet. Is there any questions?
Mr. Chairman, I think audits for these capital projects are completed each year.
Through the chair, it varies, but they're only for federal aid projects that we have.
Chair, it's just the federal programs that are audited.
Through the chair, yes. Through the chair, it's all of them.
Any other questions? Now legislator DeFlorio.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, are these formal audits or do they just offer an opinion?
Through the chair, these are professional audits that do get an opinion, that all the costs that were incurred for the federal project were appropriate.
Thank you. I yield.
Any other questions? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 25-0383. Authorize a contract with Keeler Construction Company Incorporated for construction services for the Taylor Road Bridge project over Rondequoit Creek in the town of Mendon.
Move it, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Moved by legislator Hugh Smith, seconded by legislator Bonnet. Is there any discussion? There being none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? With there being no matters, the November 25th, 2025 meeting of the Transportation Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Transportation Committee will be held on Tuesday, December 16th, 2025 at 5:15 p.m.